none of that matters. I am joined here today with my colleague, Colton.
Hello.
We are joining from the Fort Worth office, the CFC office in Fort Worth, testing new technology. This is the first time we have utilized what is called the OWL. And the OWL is something that we will be able to take with us to federal agencies to have events. So if they have a charity fair there, we could bring the OWL, and their employees that are teleworking, because we do live in a hybrid environment now, we'll be able to join that charity fair from home. So we are, thank you for joining us and testing this with us as we learn how to do better in meeting the federal employees where they're at in their hybrid environment. So we are so excited this week. The CFC is celebrating veterans. And so we have invited a handful of veteran organizations to join us to talk to you about what they are doing with CFC contributions, specifically in the community, to support veterans in your community. So you're going to get to hear from them about the great work they're doing to help support. And gosh, we've heard from some great ones so far. So Colton, why don't you kick us off?
My name is Colton. I am the local account coordinator for the North Texas, Oklahoma Panhandle. And we've got 4 wonderful charities here to really shed some great awareness of what they do, their great causes. And we're going to let them go and tell us all about it. If you could, though, go ahead and drop in the chat what agency you are joining us from. And if you know your coordinator's name, that would be greatly appreciated. And then I'm going to go ahead and share my slide and get us started. Can everyone see okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and get started. This is our first ever Oklahoma North Texas Panhandle Veterans Virtual Charity Fair, and we're looking forward to having many more. Today, you're going to hear from 4 great charities. We're going to start off with the Dentist for the Disabled and Elderly, move into Operation Finally Home, and then Farmer Veteran Coalition. And we're going to end with the Defenders of Freedom. Again, they are 4 wonderful charities that benefit our veteran community. All right, Ms. Karen, if you want to go ahead and start for Dentist of the Disabled and Elderly.
You might be on mute. I don't hear you speak.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sorry about that. Thank you guys so much for inviting me. Dentists for the Disabled is an organization that helps disabled individuals, intellectually and developmentally disabled, elderly people 60 and older, veterans of any age that do not qualify for the veterans dental benefits, and people with life-threatening illnesses such as cancer or heart or lung transplants. That are unable to get their treatment until they've had their oral health completely restored. So we are so happy to be able to offer services to all of those different demographics, and everything that we do is 100% free to the patients. So if anyone has issues with their teeth, they need teeth pulled, they need dentures, we do it all, and we do it with the help of volunteer dentists in all the areas of the entire state. So we have a lot of dentists that work with us, and then we have them all geographically located. We also do community dental days, which in those days we have multiple dentists that will meet in one location and help as many individuals as we can in one day with as many procedures as we can possibly get done in one day. So November the 8th was our annual veterans event that we did in Oklahoma City. And we had 3 dentists and 3 hygienists, and we got through 17 people getting everything from the initial exam through extractions. And so now many of those people are ready for dentures. But we do help with a lot of different health organizations. If you know anyone who is a veteran and who could possibly use some help with their dental work, please ask them to call us. See if they qualify for the program. They do have to submit, obviously, their identity, but they also have to submit their income requirements to show that they are low income and 200% or less of federal poverty level. Runs roughly $2,500 a month or less. And we do help some people that have sooner care, but their limitations are very small, say $1,500 a month, and they just can't get very much done. So ask those people to call us as well, and we will get them in the system and get them going as fast as we can get them going. Does anyone have questions? You can see from the pictures some of the people, how far we've been able to take them. And you see also pictures of one of our community dental days going there. Again, it tells you about the requirements that are needed. And veterans, believe it or not, are about 50% of the people that we help because they were exposed to longer periods of not being able to brush. They were exposed to a lot of diseases in Vietnam. And a lot of them have a lot of health issues, and medicines are really, really bad about causing tooth decay and a lot of bad oral health. So we're available, and we've helped over 20,000 people so far, and we've been able to provide $29 million of free dental service in 38 years. And right here, this wonderful little diagram tells you about how all the different things in your body are associated with the mouth. And once, if you have problems with your mouth, it cannot heal on its own. It has to have intervention. A lot of things heal on their own, scrapes, bruises, all of those kinds of things. But we are now finding that a lot of diseases are linked to poor oral health, including Alzheimer's, heart disease, autoimmune. And if the bacteria from any kind of tooth decay, any kind of a problem, gets into the bloodstream and goes throughout the body, now you've set yourself up for problems throughout your entire body. So starting with a basic little cavity can become all the way into even life-threatening. So we highly encourage people to give us a call and let us get to it as fast as we can and get everybody going.
And for those of you interested in donating to DDent, their CFC code is 21455.
Thank you, Karen, for being here with us today.
Absolutely.
No doubt, dental care is so
Thank
important.
you.
And
Thank
so
you.
many people do not get the dental care they need. So thank you for
I
what
did
you're
have a
doing.
question. I did have a
Sure.
question for her. This is Noemi, by the way. I wondered where your services located. Is it all across the country or just a certain area?
Okay, so DGent, we are an organization that basically we're like a call organization or a call center. We match people with dentists, and we're only in the state of Oklahoma, but we are statewide. And we have a volunteer base of dental professionals, dentists and hygienists that we work with. We call those people when we have someone in their general area that's needing some assistance. And we have to work with their calendar, which is fine, but they're all treated like normal, regular dental patients. No one in the office will know, other than the dentist and the office staff, that this person is unable to pay for their own dental. So they receive the same treatment, and they receive the same courteousness that everybody else gets when they go to a dentist. But we are statewide, so it's just having people call in, fill out an application, and we do all the work.
That's wonderful and a great asset for the Oklahoma community.
Yes. And we're happy. We love it. We absolutely love it. We've got so many wonderful things going across the entire state. We've been doing community dental days a lot. We've been through 5 already since the summer. And we've got 9 planned for this upcoming first 6 months of the year. So we've just got a lot of dentists that are being very generous and giving. And we appreciate that.
All right, we're gonna move on to Operation Finding Home.
Hi, good morning. My name is Meredith Hill, and I'm with Operation Finally Home. Our CFC number is 20331. I believe this is our 5th year participating, so thank you all for having us speak this week, especially with Veterans Day, and thank you for all the veterans here on our call.
Yes, thank you for being here.
Our mission is we build hope by providing homes, home modifications, and transitional housing to wounded, ill, and injured veterans, first responders, and their family. Um, we are a nationwide organization. Our headquarters is in New Braunfels, Texas, but we serve. Um, we try and serve veterans nationally. Um, we accomplish our mission by really leaning on the building community, the development community, and the remodeling community. We do this by partnering with uh, organizations like the CFC, corporate sponsors, builders associations, and individual contributors to try and get veterans the help they need in relation to their home. The first program we were founded upon was our mortgage-free home. It sounds exactly like how it is. We provide mortgage-free homes to veterans and their families, in addition to first responders. Here, a little bit about our numbers from 2005, which is the year we were founded, and through 2024. We are in 32 plus states. Ideally, we'd love to be in all the states. We do have a heavy presence in Texas. We have done 262 homes we have those in various stages. We've served almost 1,200 individuals, and that includes about 401 families. Our transitional housing project, which is our latest project, we have served 40 plus, or we've constructed 40 plus homes. So we're really proud of these numbers that we've been able to do since 2005. Here's a little bit, just a recipient testimonial from a veteran we just helped out in Salina, Texas. It's really just, we try and take the weight off a veteran's shoulders by helping them with their homes and their home life, giving them the stability they need. 100% of the CSC goes directly to projects, not administration. We certainly welcome CFC volunteers to our events. This really helps us broaden our scope of influence. Like I said, we are in 32 plus states. We'd love to be in all 50 states. The dental program, which is an amazing program, said, hey, if you need people who need dental work, contact us. If you know a veteran or first responder that needs help with their home modifications or a transitional housing opportunity or a mortgage-free home, please contact us as well. You never know who the CFC could connect us with. Thank you all for joining us today. Again, our number is 20331. I know that the group here is from North Texas and Oklahoma. We have a huge presence, especially in the North Texas region. One of our best partners is the Dallas Builders Association, and they routinely help us with homes in Irving. We're hoping to expand our transitional housing projects in school districts in Irving ISD. Basically, it's just a trade program where high schoolers can help us by building tiny homes. That's something we hope to accomplish in the future, but we routinely build veterans homes in the Irving community as well as other parts of North Texas. So thank you all for your consideration, and thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for joining. All right, we're going to move on to the Farmer Veteran Coalition.
Hi, I'm Ken Surrey with Farmer Veteran Coalition. We are a national nonprofit based in Waco, Texas, with more than 50,000 members. nationwide. Mostly we help with getting veterans as they transition out of the military into agriculture. So many find that agriculture is a good way to work with their hands again and to be active. We provide mentorship, training opportunities, business planning, access to land and some markets as well. So go ahead and hit the next slide. We've had some phenomenal growth in recent years. Like I said, over 50,000 now, and is seem to keep growing. Hit the next slide as well. We're actually 26 state chapters, and we've divided up into 10 regions across the country to better help all of our veterans. Next. We're also focusing a lot on emergency preparedness. It seems like we're having a lot of those issues. Certainly, North Carolina was hit severely by the Hurricane Helene, and so we're trying to help in many ways there. Go ahead and slide to a couple more. I probably gave you more than I needed. Go ahead and hit the next one. That's just some resources that we provide. And next. Yeah, so our biggest program really is our Farmer Veteran Fellowship Fund. Through that, we're able to provide some small grants from either from $1,000 to $5,000 to our veterans. They apply each year, and a review group goes and they get them to help with their operations. It's really been a great program. This past year, we gave out $350,000 to 101 veterans across the country, which is great. Next slide. And conversely with that, one of our big thing, Kubota is a big partner, and each year they give out 5 pieces of equipment, usually tractors of varying sizes, to 5 members, and it's been a great partnership that really helps them get their operations going a lot better. Next one, please. Another aspect we have for those that produce products is our Homegrown by Heroes, so that when people are out at farmers markets or just to sell, they can have this sticker on, and it helps show that they are a veteran. First off, that often helps them sell their products, and it also helps them with we've got a product called a Market Maker that allows them some national access to be able to sell their products. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, there's the Market Maker. Sorry, the Market Maker that we talked about that allows them to kind of get a wider audience as well. Next one, please. Kubota, like I said, is big with the Gear to Give. We're also doing a career certification program with them that allows people to get training on tractors and become mechanics at their dealership. So that's a huge thing as well for us. Next, please. We're also working with military food insecurity. Fort Cavazos, not too far from us down the road, is a pilot program that we're taking on with Feeding America, USO, and other organizations. So that's a big thing for us as well. Next. We are in our 15th year. I've got a number of things that we're doing as well. You can kind of see a laundry list of things that we're trying to tackle. Next one, please. Go ahead again. Yeah, so we've got a number of grants, 18 total. This is a big one that we do with Ag Vets. And among the groups, Battleground to Breaking Ground is based in College Station, Texas. And then Veterans Produce is a North Texas nonprofit that we partner with, which has really been terrific. They have greenhouses in the area where they do a lot of aquaponics and hydroponics, and their produce is actually given to food insecure veterans in that area. So that's a huge thing that's specific to North Texas, which we're proud to be a part of. That's another one. Is we've got a number of cooperators that we work with to help with the market planning and the like. So yeah, you can probably actually go. Oh yeah, so the SAMHSA program, mental health that we're trying to help with, because I know a lot of farmers and veterans often struggle with mental health after they're out. So we try to provide some service there as well through the SAMHSA program. People train. Okay. And each year we do have a national conference. We had ours in Kansas City last month, where we had about a little over 200 folks from across the country that attended. So, yeah. So again, we appreciate the opportunity to share a lot of things we do. We've got our hands on a lot of different things. We do have chapters in, like I said, the state chapters in Oklahoma and Texas. So, very involved with those as well. And we appreciate the chance to serve our veterans who served us so well. So, you've got some great ones that you're looking at today. But yeah, if you get a chance, please consider Farmer Veteran Coalition, our CFC number 25771. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. What I really took away from that is how, we're all in this together. I heard how you partner with other nonprofits, but also, we saw agriculture, and of course we see Department of Defense and the military, and there's something for everybody when it comes to giving back to the things we care about. And CFC is a fantastic way for federal employees to give a little to many organizations, such as our veteran ones here today. So thank you so much, Ken, for being here and for sharing that.
Thank you for having us.
All right, next we're going to move on to the Defenders of Freedom.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today. I'm Donna Cranston, and I'm the founder and CEO of Defenders of Freedom. Next slide. I started Defenders of Freedom back in 2004. At that time, my son Matt was deployed to Iraq, and I found out that the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport was going to become hub of one of two hubs in the country to receive the R&R program, or the troops as they landed back for R&R. So I lived 10 minutes from the airport. It was a no-brainer. Next slide, please, for me to go out there and greet the troops every day. And I did that for 7 years, and the whole 7 years and 9 months that they had the program, and it was wonderful. Next slide, please. And this is just a representative of what happened out there many, many days for the whole 7 years we were out there. And I started talking to so many of them to get to see if they needed care packages. And of course they did. So I started sending them. I had way more than I could handle in no time. And I talked to a lot of the other volunteers. And what I learned was I believe that most people support our troops. Many just didn't know how to do that. So I started Defenders of Freedom as an avenue to connect the community, troops, and veterans. Next slide, please. So I also, as I was sending care packages, I was getting a lot of requests then around the country. It opened up doors for me to do some emergency financial assistance. So in 2007, I started W at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, asked me if help with some bills and help a veteran with traumatic brain injury. I didn't even know what traumatic brain injury was, but I said sure. So that began us on a journey of helping with financial assistance. Next slide, please. And what I found, many of our troops were not being taken care of with their brain injuries. It is the signature wound of post 9/11 veterans, and the stats are staggering. We have 500,000 veterans that have been, and this is from the DoD Center for Brain Excellence, that have been affected with the TBI, and yet very little is being done in the DoD or the VA to actually treat the injury. Many times it's just being lumped in with post-traumatic stress, which is a very real injury, but they're two very different injuries. One is a physical, one is an emotional, and they should be treated differently. But we found where I was introduced to functional neurology in 2013. And next slide, please. And they actually go in and open up the pathways of where the brain has been impeded or sluggish, or however you want to say that, to open those pathways up to get them connecting again. I did choose this slide because this vehicle, all 7 Marines that were in it lived. The young man you see in the corner was in the turret. I don't know how he lived, but he did. But the impact of the explosion that turned that vehicle upside down messed with the brains of every single one of those Marines that were in there. And yet, while they spent time in the hospital, especially this young man, Robert, and their corpsman, they spent months in the hospital, but no one addressed their brain injury until we put them through. Robert, this young man, had become a recluse and just was not doing well on a lot of medications. We put him through brain treatment. He got back into the gym. We hooked him up with a former NFL player that lived near us and got him back healthy. He's thriving now. He's very social, and it's just been wonderful. Next slide, please. But what we found, and what I believe what we're trying to make an awareness about, is that the brain is affected from both the brain injury and the post-traumatic stress, and these are the symptoms. And as you can see in the next slide, some of these symptoms overlap. And so that's why what we have found out is that when you treat a TBI, you can lessen some of the symptoms of PTS, but if you're just treating PTS, you will never affect the symptoms of TBI, because the TBI needs therapies that are actively opening and forcing those pathways to open again. I am not a doctor, so this is my lay terms and my explanation of it and what we've seen in so many of the veterans that we have put through the program. Next slide, please. And so that's where we're seeing such benefit, because after they do the diagnostics, the doctors are able to create their therapies for each individual veteran, because their brain injuries are in different parts of their brain, so they need to be treated differently to stimulate that area of their brain. And these are just some of the modalities that we use. And I will say the one on the left, the transcranial magnetic stimulation, that is a VA approved modality. They're only using it for depression at this time, which, again, we don't treat depression because the docs are functional neurologists, so they can't do that. But we see depression scores drop by double digits in the 10 days they're in the program. And for the VA to prescribe transcranial magnetic stimulation, the veterans have to have 3 failed medication protocols. And we just feel like it's so frustrating, and so that's why we're trying to help change the narrative on this. Next slide, please. And these are just some of the other modalities that we use. The interactive metronome, which is the sensory motor integration, is a champion at helping slow the brain down. So these veterans that rage and get angry so quickly, that's exactly what this modality does, is give them that half second to think about something, calm their brains, and then they don't have that issue anymore. And we see the change in this within about 4 days. As those pathways start to open up, the brain says, oh yeah, that's what I was supposed to be doing all along. And they keep forcing those pathways to engage, and then all of a sudden there's like a physical switch. The veterans can feel that. I got a text message last week of one over the weekend. He said, Don, I don't know what just happened, but I feel so calm and happy. He said, everything just changed. Next slide, please. So we also look at their hormones. We do blood work on them. We look at their hormones. We look at their nutrition. If they need supplements for the hormones, we will do that. We provide that. And she uses a lot of NAD to get inflammation out of their bodies, because so many of them do have a lot of inflammation in their bodies. This is about a $14,000 2-week protocol, and I pay for everything the organization does. We raise funding for that. If we need to fly them in and house them, that's part of that cost. So if we have local veterans, it's not quite as much, but we've helped veterans in 47 states. And the most that we help probably are in Texas, because we're in the North Texas area, but we help them just anywhere in the country that's needed. We do have 4 chapters in across the country, and they are also sending veterans from their community as well. Next slide. These are some of the outcomes that we see in just 10 days' time. And one of the things I love about this is when they leave the clinic, it's just a beginning for them, and they know that. The diagnostics that we do on day 1 are the same that they do on day 9. And so the doctors can say, here's where you started, here's what we've accomplished, but you still have work to do. And then they give them protocols and follow up with them weekly for the next 6 months. And what's so beautiful about this is that they don't lose this. Once those pathways are opened up and the brain is working well, it doesn't regress unless they get another brain injury, and it could be in a different part of the brain. So they could have a whole different set of circumstances if they ever did get one. But to me, that's the beauty of it. To me, it's foundational for them to then be able to move forward with whatever therapies they need for their PTS and job training, all that. Someone mentioned about the Hurricane Helena down in North Carolina. The young man, Adam Smith, who is heading that up, we put him through brain treatment back in December. And he called me about 7 days into that. He's the one with Savage Operations. He said, Donna, I could not have done all I'm doing down here without this brain treatment. He said, everything is coming in so fast, and there's so many details with all the birds and the helicopters they had coming in and dispersing them, and the group he assembled to do that, all the donated items and getting those where they need to go. He said, that treatment is what's made this possible for me. So that's just been such a hug to my heart, and watching him just be so successful with that. Next slide, please. Our number is 25374, and as you've seen, we have wonderful organizations on here today that are doing great things for veterans. And my challenge, I guess, is to just say, help us help which one ever addresses your heart. Follow your heart for that, and it collectively will all make a difference for our veterans. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Donna. That was very informative and exciting, actually, to learn about what that program is doing for veterans. I hope all veterans get access to that treatment. And cfcgiving.opm.gov is your secure site for making your pledge. Federal employees, retirees, contractors, please log in today, create your profile, and make a gift. Veterans, housing, hunger, animals, medical research, there's a cause for everybody. So thank you for opening up your hearts to these organizations today, for what you do for our country and your federal service. We are so grateful.
Yes, thank you so much. And does anybody have any questions at all? Right, if there's no questions, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if anybody needs anything after this, you all have my email. Feel free to reach out to me, and I will do my best to get you the answers.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you all.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Hit the stop sharing button at the top.
I was like,